Your FastMCP server is ready, but how do you deploy it across different AI clients without wrestling with configuration files or manual setup? We'll walk through the universal FastMCP install command that works seamlessly with Claude Code, Claude Desktop, Cursor, and other MCP clients. You'll see how the same file.py object syntax from the run command lets you target specific server instances or rely on auto-detection for objects named MCP, server, or app. Plus, we'll cover dependency handling with flags, the recommended FastMCP, JSON approach for complex setups, and why you'll need to restart your client after installation to activate your tools. These are equivalent if your server object is named MCP. FastMCP install Claude Code server. Hi. FastMCP install Claude Code server. Hi, MCP. Use explicit object name if your server has a different name. FastMCP install Claude Code server. Hi, a custom server. This demonstrates the client-agnostic server registration pattern, where FastMCP uses consistent naming conventions across all MCP clients including Claude Code, Claude Desktop, and Cursor. The pattern enables automatic server detection through predictable object naming while providing explicit override syntax when needed, using the same file.py object notation found in the run command. The distinctive aspect is how it maintains simplicity for standard cases while supporting precise control for custom configurations. The approach works by establishing a three-tier detection system that first checks for explicitly named objects via colon syntax, then falls back to auto-detection of common server instance names, MCP, server, or app, and finally supports full manual configuration through FastMCP, JSON. This progressive disclosure of complexity means developers only need to specify details when deviating from conventions. The pattern also handles practical deployment needs through integrated dependency management options, with requirements and environment configuration, ensuring servers are properly packaged for client use. This matters because it creates a unified integration experience across different MCP clients while accommodating real-world development needs. The convention-first approach reduces boilerplate for common cases, while the explicit override syntax prevents silent failures when working with custom-named servers. The requirement to restart clients after installation ensures clean state management, and the progressive configuration options, CLI flags to JSON config, support everything from quick prototyping to production deployment. The pattern is particularly valuable in AI tooling ecosystems, where servers frequently need to be registered, updated, and shared across different client environments. Let's break it down line by line. These are equivalent if your server object is named MCP. FastMCP install Claude Code server. Hi. This installs packages to your FastMCP server using the file.py object notation shared across all MCP clients like Claude Desktop, Cursor, and Claude Code. When no explicit object is specified, FastMCP auto-detects the server instance named MCP, server, or app in your script, following convention over configuration to reduce boilerplate. The same notation applies to FastMCP run, and you'll need to restart your client after installation. For complex setups, use FastMCP, JSON, configuration, or dependency flags like with requirements. FastMCP install Claude Code server. Hi, MCP. This uses FastMCP's file object notation to explicitly target the MCP server instance in server.py, working identically across all MCP clients, Claude Desktop, Cursor, Claude Code. The colon syntax enables precise object targeting when auto-detection, which checks for MCP, server, or app objects isn't sufficient and matches the notation used by both install and run commands. For production use, pair this with dependency flags like with or with requirements, and remember clients require restart after installation. Complex setups should use FastMCP JSON configuration instead. Use explicit object name if your server has a different name. FastMCP install Claude Code server. Hi, my custom server. This uses FastMCP's explicit object targeting syntax when your server instance isn't named MCP, server, or app. The file.py object notation works across all MCP clients, Claude Desktop, Cursor, Claude Code, and matches the same pattern used by FastMCP run. Specify this when auto detection fails or for precise targeting, but note you must restart the client after installation. For complex setups, prefer FastMCP JSON configuration with dependency management via, with, or with requirements. FastMCP client installation. The FastMCP install command standardizes server deployment across MCP clients using consistent entry point resolution, supporting both implicit naming conventions and explicit object targeting through the shared file.py object notation. Auto detection checks for server objects named MCP, server, or app in sequence, while the colon syntax enables precise targeting of custom-named servers, identical to the run command's behavior. Clients require a full restart after installation, and dependency management through, with, or with requirements ensures isolated environments function correctly.
The explicit name that breaks convention becomes the convention for those who follow.